brothers and sisters. How are you this fine night? This is me, the one and only man, the legend, the myth, Professor R. Brought to you by A Man's Guide to Success. Let me share some insight. Sometimes, as people, as brothers, you gotta treat your brother with kindness. You gotta treat your brother with love. Because at some point, what is the meaning of what you're doing? What is the intent behind it, brothers and sisters? You gotta see a man's nature is based off of building a covenant or relationship. But see, the ones that only desire certain things of the world, it doesn't make you a man. It makes you a follower. Because you're following other things. You're chasing things. It makes you look desperate. I have to say what it is. See, certain men may have certain qualities. But women like men that are full of personality, they're destined to be something. And other women, they catch on to it. See, I learned about how people operate. See, to me, my teaching tool, to me, everything looks like something. See this right here? It looks like something, but it's not. You may think this is a cigar, but it's not a cigar. This can be anything you want it to be. It looks like one. But see, the thing is, people like deception. This is why you can put this here, but it's just a straw. That's all it is. This is a straw from a water cup. See, this is what I learned. Women are queens. Women are drawn to men that have personality. Personality and integrity wins a woman over, not what you have on you. You can have that too, but a lot of men use that as a weapon against other men. But see, women are drawn by opportunity, desire. Because to me, when I see a man competing, right? To me, a man competing with another man, it just makes the other man that's much more quieter, smarter. He looks smarter. He looks intelligent. He don't look like he desires other things. But see, some men, let me tell you guys something. Some men desire things. They desire the flesh. Reason is, brothers and sisters, because a man's mental state has to do with what actions he carries. For example, you gotta live. The way you live is through your personality. Sometimes you may say, oh, well, how could that be? See, you could tell a story about how you used to live. And women, they get drawn into your story, but you're telling the story. She's like, oh, I'm a writer. I write things. Oh yeah, things that I experience are, see, I'm telling you a story, but women like stories. They like stories about you. Some men can't tell a story about themselves. They have to present things that they're doing. They have to present, but it's not about that. It's about how you say it and why you say it. A story intrigues an audience. You gotta tell a story that intrigues that particular woman. See, men, what I discovered, a story tells a lot about a man. And the reason why I say that is because some men, they don't know how to tell a story. They can tell one, but mostly it's about what they do in their career. See, that's okay. He has a job. But I forgive that human being for who they are. And then bragging is like women are drawn to men, that have something going on. See, you will never believe a man went through something unless he tells you that story. Then you tell him, I'm 7 years without it. See, you're telling a story from beginning, middle, and end. That's why I told him and her, or if you a man, you tell that woman, I'm a writer. Writing things out, it helps you become creative with your thought process. A lot of women don't know this, but a lot of men have thoughts and ideas. You just have to be willing to listen to it. See, some men are drawn by things in the world. They're drawn by the desires, things that make them realize, oh, I need to do better. You can do better, but you gotta remember, the story should be about what you are and how you got to where you are. See, a lot of times women think, oh, he's doing something, right? But she's looking at the man who is in shape or who's fit. But the thing about him is he's hiding behind that. There's a lot of things behind that ego and insecurity that he's not his real self. He's pretending to be something he's not. And that's why some women are drawn to that. Problem with that is, later on, when the looks fade, what else does he have? What, a job? Okay. But things happen. Things can be brought up. I'm not saying that we all should be the same. I'm just saying that a man and a woman looking at a man, he got to realize his worth. What is his value? Are he just sitting there talking, or is he bringing something to the table? See, there's a difference between doing something and becoming something. Being something is about personality and how you do it. Doing something is about retrieving and what you're retrieving. See, what I learned is women retrieve what a man gives them. Whatever you throw out, that's when it's going to come back. Women are going to receive that. But it's okay. Let them receive it. Because what you're doing, you're telling them, this is how I used to be, but now this is who I am. They may not understand it at the time, but that's okay. Give them a little bit of it. And then once you do that, then they're going to be like, oh, you give them a little bit of it, then they're going to still be interested. I learned that. Give them a little bit so they can be interested. The way you do that, you talk about the things that you know you can do. Talk about it for a few minutes, then you pay attention to what you're doing. See, I learned that women are only drawn by certain things. Just draw women in. I never knew that women said, we live, we man. I'm finna back up a lot of these people. Nobody can understand me. They call me. His bars, trash. His bars. Look, I'm gonna say this. Sometimes you gotta understand who you are and why you do what you do. The thing is, as men, we don't know how to approach everything, but you gotta give us time to catch up. You gotta let a man catch up to his ability to think for himself, to become a man. Sometimes you may not understand why that man's going through it, but if a man's doing certain things a certain way, he's going through a lot. Take the time to know him. Get to know him and see why he's like that. Sometimes we may not know why he's like that, but we gotta give him time to understand who he is. And sometimes a man doesn't know who he is. It takes some time. That's okay. I've learned to accept who I am. And sometimes we can't change things. But as men, we have to understand how we can change it and why we can change it. Some men, they have a weird way of thinking. That's okay. But let me tell you, it's okay to think a certain way as a man. As long as it's not hurting anyone or you're not talking about anyone, if you're happy with what you're doing, do that. What makes you happy? That's my brothers. This is what I share with them. Do what makes you happy. If you're not hurting anyone physically, if you're not making anyone upset, if you're not getting anyone's way, my brothers, do what makes you happy, because that's what the Lord put in you to shine in that area. What that means is your light has to shine before men. And when it happens, let it be. Because the next man cannot stop your shine. He may get in his own ways because he's desperate for attention, but you're not. You're showing you're not interested in that attention. And it works because guess what? You're not desperate. You're not seeking. You're seeking the Lord only. And when you do that, that's when women start drawing into you. What he's about. I learned that now. I learned that you don't have to settle for anything. If you settle, that's when women, they don't pay attention to a man. Some men are desperate. Some men just seek attention. Some men don't. But the ones that don't seek it, women desire that man more. Than the men that have the money. The man that have the money in his hand, that's full of muscle. No, they don't desire that man, because he's just about that. What else can he present besides muscle and money? I mean, that's fine, but women like a man that's not into them like that, because it shows you have character. You don't seem overwhelming to them. Women like a man that's not into those things. They like a man who's into himself. Talk a little bit, be to himself. Once you start realizing as a man that you don't need to chase everything you see, you become one with the Father because you're not chasing things like you used to. You're not desiring things. You can tell a story and still be yourself. And if they don't like it, then hey, you're still yourself. They can't take away something that you was already given. You were born with that. That's when you're shining. Your light shines before other men. And then when they see it, they want to, how is he learning these things? Because you're not like the next person. You're not following what the next person's doing. That's on them. Let them do what they're doing. But let your light shine before men that you see your Father in heaven. That's what it says. Your light will shine before men that they will see your Father in heaven. And then that's when the woman will see this man. He's not into certain things. He knows himself. Whatever your characteristics you have, tell them. Oh, I'm this, I'm from this place. You're not bragging. You're just sharing with them what you love about yourself. What you used to do, you don't do anymore. And there's nothing they can do. You're not hurting. You're just talking. That's the best part. When you're sharing things. Sharing things means that you're sharing things in a good way. That's not harmful to others. Remember that, brothers. Until next time. Sharing, care, and remember, stay humble. Love one another. Till next time, this is Professor R. A man's guide to success. See you later. Shabbat shalom.